Hello everyone and welcome back to KORR Monsters, this time in St. Louis, Missouri, for the fourth stop of the 2005 season. Our field of trucks for this event features Airborne Assault, driven by Herbert Miller, Andy Boy Batteries High Voltage, driven by Greg Easton, 2002 Racing Champion Mike Maxwell and Ash Fire Extinguishers, Zach Preston driving Cottonmouth, Fred Malone in Damage Control, Foxtrot driven by Herman Foster, our 2000 Racing Champion Trip Cassidy in Rat Trap, Kinsley Parks in Sunoco, Phil Butler in Tonka, and rounding out our field, Axel Weber driving Warlord. Now for our round 1 matchups, we'll be starting off with Damage Control going up against Rat Trap, Ash Fire Extinguishers going up against Foxtrot, Tonka going up against Cottonmouth, Warlord going up against Airborne Assault, and we'll be ending off round 1 of racing with Sunoco going up against High Voltage. Now for our first race of round 1, we have Damage Control pulling up against Rat Trap. And away they go, Damage Control with the earlier leave. Coming around to the first turn. Both trucks going pretty wide, Damage Control going a little wider. Halfway through the race, it's Rat Trap ahead, but not by a lot. Coming around to the finish here. Pretty close at the line, but it's going to be Rat Trap picking up the win here, going on into round number 2. Next up, Ash Fire Extinguishers going up against Foxtrot. And away they go, Ash Fire Extinguishers pulling a wheelie off the line there. Run around the first turn, both trucks going wide once again. Ash Fire Extinguishers about a truck length advantage coming around the final turn here. Oh, when Ash Fire Extinguishers hits the pole, that's going to be a 3-second penalty, meaning Foxtrot is going to pick up the win here on the penalty. Next up, we have Tonka going up against Cottonmouth. Waiting on that green, and away they go. Cottonmouth, pretty big wheelie off the line. Coming around this first turn, looks like Tonka might have the advantage right now. But no, it's going to be Cottonmouth by about half a truck going into the last turn. Coming around to the line, it's going to be Cottonmouth picking up the win going on into round number 2. Next up, we have Warlord debuting that brand new GMC body, going up against Airborne Assault. Warlord with the earlier leave. Airborne Assault doing a wheelie coming off the racing jump. That is not what you want, and then goes really wide in the turn. Huge advantage for Warlord here. The Warlord has problems coming across the line the first time. Coming around to the finish here, and it looks like it's going to be Warlord. No, Airborne Assault picks up the win. Looks like Warlord got a penalty in the run according to the officials. Next up, we got Sunoco going up against High Voltage. Sunoco pulls the wheels this time. Coming around the first turn, High Voltage keeping it pretty tight. Halfway point, it looks pretty close. Maybe a slight advantage to High Voltage. Coming around, and High Voltage hits the pole this time. All kinds of trouble there for High Voltage. Almost goes over. But it'll be Sunoco picking up the win going on into the next round. And now we take a look at the bracket for the next round. It'll be Rat Trap going up against Fast Loser Tonka, Foxtrot going up against Cottonmouth, and then Airborne Assault going up against Sunoco. First race of round number 2 here, Rat Trap and Tonka pulling to the line. And away they go, Rat Trap much earlier leave there. Halfway point of the race, pretty close at the line. Rat Trap, not a good landing there. Coming to the finish, this is going to be close, but it's going to be Rat Trap picking up the win here, going into the semifinals. But Tonka could come back as a fast loser once again. Next race up, Foxtrot and Cottonmouth. And Cottonmouth pulling the wheels once again. Coming to the halfway point of this race, it's all Cottonmouth so far. Coming around the final turn, And it's going to be Cottonmouth picking up the win, especially after Foxtrot hits the turning pole there. Last race of this round, Airborne Assault going up against Sunoco. Both trucks pulling the wheels off the line. Coming around the first turn here. Looks like Airborne Assault has the advantage, but not by a lot. Coming to the finish here, it's going to be Airborne Assault picking up the win going into the next round. Up and over he goes, though. Gonna have to check, make sure that truck's not damaged. And it looks like it's going to be too damaged to compete in this next round, as our matchups are going to be Rat Trap going up against Tonka, a pair of teammates there. And then it'll be Sunoco going up against Fast Loser Tonka once again. Now, first race of the semifinals, Rat Trap and Cottonmouth, teammates, and away they go. Pretty even into the first turn here. Over the second jump, again, pretty even, maybe a slight advantage to Cottonmouth. And indeed, it's all Cottonmouth so far, but Cottonmouth hits the pole this time, which means it's going to be Rat Trap picking up the win, and Cottonmouth loses the left rear wheel. So even without the penalty, Cottonmouth probably not going on into the next round after that. And now we have Sunoco and Tonka pulling up to the line, waiting on that green light, and away they go. Pretty even so far into the first turn, although Sunoco pulling away big here. But Tonka reeled it back in. Coming around final turn here. Who's it going to be? Pretty back and forth this race so far. Coming to the line. Going to be Sunoco picking up the win going into the finals. Which means our racing final is going to be Rat Trap going up against Sunoco. Neither one of these drivers have won. Kinsley's never won here in KORR Monsters. Tripp has not won in a Rat Trap truck yet. Coming around this first turn, looks pretty good so far. Sunoco, big lead, but I think they may have hit a pole there. Coming around the final turn here, who's it gonna be? At the line, it is going to be Tripp Cassidy in Rat Trap, picking up his first win since 2001, as Kinsley Parks and Sunoco gets bullied by that pole there. Now going into freestyle, our freestyle order is going to be Warlord, then Foxtrot, Damage Control, Cottonmouth, Andy Boy Batteries High Voltage, Tonka, Airborne Assault, our racing winner Rat Trap, Sunoco, and then we'll be ending off with Ash Fire Extinguishers. Now for our first freestyle here, Axel Weber bringing out Warlord, brand new GMC body on it this year, going right after that bus stack to start us off. Coming around looking for that next hit, going after the racing lane, got a good little bit of air off of it. Coming around here, going after that wheelie car. And could not get the wheelie. Good setup for it, but looks like the suspension just soaked up that landing. Great sky wheelie off of that ramp over there, though. Completely vertical there. Now a great sky wheelie on this near racing lane. Axel Weber, little disappointing in freestyle in years past. He's definitely picking it up here. Momentum still lacking a little bit as he goes over this sea of cars. Momentum's definitely still lacking a little bit, but the wow factors are there now. As he gets bigger air off the racing lane that time. Definitely the best run we've seen out of Axel. Going after that wheelie car once again. Gets the slap wheelie this time on the tailgate across the entire floor. Beautiful way to end the run there. We'll have to wait to see what the judges think about it as he launches it onto that sea of cars. And now another good wheelie there. And it looks like he's going to end it there. And it's only going to be a 19 from the judges. It was a good run, but apparently they didn't like the lack of momentum there. As next up, Herman Foster bringing out Foxtrot. It's like backside of that blue lane to start us off here. Just kind of rolled over it a little bit. Going after that sea of cars. Get some good air going into it, though. Going after that freestanding car into the corner. Definitely already really slow momentum in this run. It's a good hit on the bus stack there. Now going after this other freestanding car. Tried for a slap wheelie, didn't get it there though. Back to the bus stack once again, gets tripped up by it. Recovers it nicely though. Now going to the bus once again. Got some good air off of it there. Last 25 seconds of the run. Back to the blue lane. Tiny little slap wheelie coming off of it. Going to the freestanding car once again. No, going around it. Looks like he's going to go after those rollers off to the side of the track. Get some good air off of that one. Nothing too spectacular though that run. I don't think it's going to take the lead. Oh, now he airs it out some. That would help to score a bunch if he did it in regulation time there. Looks like he's going to park it up here. It's going to be a 16 from the judges for Foxtrot. Next up, we have Fred Malone coming out in damage control. Starting this off, good hit on the bus stack. Walks it into a wheelie. Great start for Fred Malone in damage control. Now launches it onto the cars. Into a great sky wheelie. Walks it down the backside of that ramp. Fred Malone coming out wanting that freestyle win bad. Great air off the backside of the blue lane. Looking for that next hit, going backside of the red lane. More great air off of it. Looks like he's going to go after that bus stack once again here. Get some good air off of it. A little bit of a slap wheelie as well. Coming down the last 30 seconds of the run here. Get some great air there off that transfer. Going into some donuts, 20 seconds left on the clock. What's he going to go after next? Looks like he's going to cross-thread the sea of cars. Great hit there. No one has done that yet. And now back to the bus as the clock expires. That should count with the judges. And he's going to keep on going here. Get some more good air off that red lane. Going back to the sea of cars here. Get some more great air. And then launches it on the backside of that ramp. Fred Malone putting on the freestyle run of his life here. Huge sky wheelie into the cars. And he's going to park it there. It's going to be a 22 from the judges. Unfortunately, a lot of that came after the clock expired. Is next up, Zach Preston and Cottonmouth coming out. Starting us off, great air off that center obstacle. Then rolls it over the sea of cars there. Get some good air on the rollers off to the side of the track. Got a little bit of a slap wheelie off of them. Didn't fully commit to the wheelie. Oh, gets crossed up in the air, slams it down hard on the left side. Apparently that repair they did on the left rear held up pretty good to that. Coming around, launches it off the cars, off to the side of it though. Bit of an awkward landing there. Zach looks like he's going to go for a power wheelie. He got a couple in racing. And that was not a good one. That might even hurt the score with the judges. Coming around last 25 seconds, launches it skyward and lands it upside down on the cars. It's only going to be a 20 for Zach Preston in Cottonmouth. Way too much time left on the clock there as Greg Easton brings out Andy Boy Battery's High Voltage next. Starts us off, great hit on the blue lane. Coming around, going after that freestanding car. Going for a slap wheelie and nails it. Drags the bumper across the floor. Not as good as we saw out of Warlord, though. Gets some good air off that bus stack. Was back after that freestanding car the other direction, though. Now he goes after the sea of cars, gets some good air going into it. Those cars already beat down pretty bad going that direction. Now he's going to launch it off that center ramp, big air. Not a lot of distance, but quite a bit of height coming off of it. So we come down the last 27 seconds of the run here. Get some great air off those ramps on the side. Going after the freestanding car again. Tries for another slap wheelie. Doesn't get that one. Launches it onto the sea of cars going the other direction. Couple of seconds left in the run here. Will he get another hit in? No, he will not. Great sky wheelie on the red lane, though. Just after the clock expires, that shouldn't count towards the score, but you never know with the judges. More good air going off that bus stack. Back to the sea of cars, get some good air going across. Backside of that center obstacle, dead vertical. Parks it there. It's going to be a 24 for Greg Easton in High Voltage. Next up, Phil Butler bringing out Tonka. Starts us off, great hit on the red lane. Going to the sea of cars, just kind of rolls into it. Coming around here looking for that next hit, going backside of the blue lane. Gets a good sky wheelie on it. Coming around next, looks like he's going to go after that transfer. Got a good bit of air, not a ton. Kind of a hard landing there. After that bus stack, again another awkward hit. Going into some donuts here right in front of the camera. Make that some cyclones from Phil Butler. Last 25 seconds of the run here, going after the sea of cars sideways. Got a good little sky wheelie, but just kind of fell down the ramp. It's not a bad run from Phil. It's got some moments, but everything else is pretty lackluster from what we normally see from him. Probably last hit here. Gets some good air. Time expires. He's going to keep on going. Hits the transfer once again. Huge air. Gets a little bit of a slap wheelie. That's what he should have done while the clock was still going. Going back to the blue lane once again. Vertical sky wheelie. Loses the tailgate, drags to the bumper. And he also gets a 24, so that'll tie for the lead. As next up, Herbert Miller, Airborne Assault. Got the truck fixed enough for Freestyle. Destroyed that body he's been using for years in that crash. Good start to the run so far. Good couple of hits. Well, it looked like he was going to launch it on the backside of that ramp. Truck just kind of rolled up to the top of it, though. Gets some good air off that red lane. Coming around next, looks like he's going to go after the sea of cars. Is he stopping? Something wrong? Oh, he's backing up to the containers. He's going to try and clear it. Airborne Assault, living up to their name, launches it. Doesn't clear, up and over he goes. Lands there on all four wheels. Looks like officials are saying he's done, though. It's going to be a 23 for Herbert Miller and Airborne Assault. As next up, Trip Cassidy brings out Rat Trap. Starts us off good hit on the red lane. Gets a slap wheelie off of it. Trip starting us off great so far. And now launches it on that transfer. An electric ending to that last run, and an electric start to this run. Getting a little bit of a slap wheelie there off of that car. Get some good air on the backside of that blue lane. Now he's going after the C cars. He's not backing up to the wall, though. Trip putting this Rat Trap Ford chassis through its paces here. Trying to sweep this event. Going after that bus stack next. Some great air off of it. Coming around here. Last 35 seconds of the run. Going over the sea of cars sideways. Blows a tire. Not what he wants to see. As long as he keeps that truck turning left, though, he will be fine. Tries for some donuts, I think. No. Ramp gets in the way. And it looks like he's going to be stuck turning right now. Got some good air there. You can see that tire hindering his ability to turn. Eating up a bunch of time here. Gets another hit on the sea of cars. And that will be the end of the run there. Going into some donuts here. He got him this time. Whether these count for the score or not, I don't know. He hit them right after the clock expired. Good little hit on the bus stack there. And now it looks like he's going to park it on the cars. And it's going to be a 23 from the judges. So not enough for the lead, but will tie for second place. As now we come to Kinsley Parks in Sunoco. Second to last truck out. Starts us off huge air going on to the cars. Kinsley made it to the finals. Lost against Trip. Coming so close to her first win. Will that motivate her to do something crazy here? Pick up the freestyle win instead. Getting a great slap wheelie across the floor, dragging the tailgate, much like Warlord did. Going around, going after that next hit, launches it off the blue lane. Monstrous air off of that. Halfway through this run, launches it off the center ramp. Then goes onto the cars once again. Great run so far from Kinsley. Can she keep up the pace, though? Good hit on the bus stack. Tripped up a little bit. Recovered it nicely, though. Now get some good air off these ramps on the side. Coming down, final 10 seconds of the run here. What does she have left? Oh, she's going to launch it off the transfer. Truck's crooked in the air, though. Hard landing, up and over it goes. Completely junks the body. It's going to be a 29 from the judges. Blows into the lead here. With one truck left, Mike Maxwell, Ash Fire Extinguishers, now has to follow that up. And starts us off with a huge sky wheelie on the back of the blue lane into a slap wheelie. Mike knows how to do this. He's got a few freestyle wins in his back pocket. And he's been known to do some wild stuff. Coming around here looking to air it out off the red lane. Not a ton of air, but gets a slap wheelie out of it. Coming around, going off the transfer, hits it straighter, but lands it down the backside of the racing lane. Going into some donuts here halfway through the run. Only a couple rotations. And now he launches it. Huge air off that center obstacle. Biggest air of the event. Coming around, launches it off that freestanding car. Back after the bus, gets tripped up by it, hard landing on the right front. Truck stays together somehow. Final 10 seconds. What can he pull out of the bag? Goes after the bus sideways. Last hit for the score. Huge hit on the sea of cars there as time expires. Will that be enough? I'm unsure. Oh, he's backing it up to the container. He's going to try to clear it. This isn't going to count for the score. Launches it. Made it farther than airborne. Wild crash there to end the run. I don't even know what to call what I just saw. But it's not going to be enough. It's only going to be a 28 for Ash Fire Extinguishers. So Kinsley Parks in Sunoco picks up her first win here. Almost got it in racing, but she does get it in freestyle. Rest of the results here being Andy Boy Batteries High Voltage and Tonka getting a 24. Airborne Assault and Rat Trap with a 23. Damage Control with a 22. Cottonmouth with a 20. Warlord with a 19, and Foxtrot rounding us out with a 16. What a wild way to end the show here in St. Louis. Probably the best show we've had here in St. Louis. Let us know what you thought about it down in the comments below. And be sure to check out our Instagram to keep up to date behind the scenes videos, behind the scenes content. Plus we have the fan vote coming up so you can help decide who gets the final spot going into KORR Monsters Final 6. We hope you enjoyed this show. We hope we'll see you next week when we go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. We'll see you next time.